Welcome back. We are in for a fun one today. We're going to be colouring in black and white. I love colouring black and white. It's one of my favourite techniques. She is so beautiful. I promise black and white is really easy. It may look like a difficult technique, but I promise you it's not. I promise. I've done this technique a few times and I can show you my credentials. Here is a page. I love this page. This is one of my favourite black and white ones. Here is another one. It's a lot of fun, and when you nail it, it is so worth it. But yes, I thought today we could go through how to colour black and white, tips, tricks, all that good stuff. Let's get into it. Today we'll be using the Coco Wyo Comfy Corner book. If you know me, you know I love this book. I've used this book a million times in my videos. I thought we could do this cute little post office page. But before we begin, we're going to grab our protective sheet, pop that under our page to prevent any markers from bleeding through. I will be using the Arctics pens, only the grey ones. There are a bunch of different shades of grey, but we're doing the cool grey today. Before we begin, it is very important to know lighting, especially with black and white pages. Where the sun is will depend on where our lighting will hit. So if it's in this top left corner, our sun rays will hit in this direction. If it's in the middle, it'll come straight down. And if it's on the right side, it'll come on the right angle. Today, I'm going to pop it in that top left corner. With this image here, I just want to show it as an example, but the lighting is actually coming from the light bulb and it's coming straight down. So you'll see at the top of the dog's head, it is light and on his hand, but in these darker areas, like in the kennel, it is very dark because the light wouldn't hit in those areas. Same with this picture. The light is coming from the laptop and it's casting the shadow behind her on the opposite side. So we're going to start with our lightest grey and this colourless blender. I never usually use this, but we're going to today. See this area here at the top, facing the closest to the sun? I'm going to use the colourless blender and place that down, and then using our lightest grey to blend into it. Right off the bat, you can see colour from my protective sheet coming through. I can fix this. It's a minor inconvenience. It is so annoying, but it happens. We're just going to flip our cover and we're going to keep going. We can definitely fix this. It's always best to go from lightest to darkest. So going in with our colourless blender and working with our C1 and C2. And we can just layer and layer. Once they're dry, we can go over it again. Now it's time for this opposite side of the roof that's not facing the sun. So this side will be darkest. Because the sun's not hitting it, it's going to cast a shadow on the opposite side. So we're going to grab our C4 and we're going to colour this in and layer darker by darker. We're not going in with the darkest. And you'll see here, I instantly mess up. I do this a lot in this video. Every mistake we can absolutely fix. We just want to gradually build that depth. We don't want to go in too dark. You may also notice we haven't even touched black. That comes towards the end. And I mess up right away again. We can fix it. However, this really irks me. I'm still testing out these markers. Well, I thought I was done testing them. I'm noticing little things I don't like. This has bled on the outside of the line. So annoying. It's always good to check back in with our sun and see where it would be hitting. With this shade sail, the sun would be hitting it really strong, so we're going to place our colourless blender and stick to our lightest grey shades. Because it's sticking out of the building, it wouldn't be necessarily under it, so the sun would hit it. You've sort of got to use your imagination where the sun would hit. It doesn't always have to be 100% accurate, of course. It's all about just having fun. Always good to check back in with our sun though. And now we're on to the other side of the post office. It's the same as the roof. Because the sun wouldn't be hitting it on that side as strong as the other, we're going to stick to our darker shades. I want us to picture a line straight down the center. One side, the left side, will have the light grays because it's on the side of the sun. The other side will have dark grays because it's not. And in the middle is our C3 shade, so it's that middle ground. Remembering our center, C3 being our best friend in the middle, is going to blend C3 and C4 in that center pillar. Now I am going to leave inside the post office blank, just because I don't know what I want to do with her yet, so we'll come back to that later. I also want you to notice here, I cast a shadow in the shape of the mouse in the backpack. So I'm not just doing a random little shape, I'm pretending that the mouse is casting this shape onto the building. This is just a really fun little detail. time to finally come back to those windows. I think I want to do them black. These leaves really show the left side being lighter and the right side being the darker greys. I don't know, I feel like that's really cool for some reason. It sort of goes with the diagram I showed you before. Now our picture looks great, but I want to deepen it even more and using the really dark grey shades. So we're going to grab our sun just to be able to check in and make sure it's accurate. We're just grabbing the darker shades, so C5, C6, C7, and we're just deepening her up. I also want to add a bit of black to this picture to keep in with the window also. I like also adding shadow to the bottom half of the picture. I don't know, I feel like it just makes it more interesting. Now it's time for our white acrylic pen. I love this step, it's my favorite. We're just going to go over our highlights with the pen, and it also acts as an eraser. Where we messed up before, we are going to cover it with the acrylic pen. And it's like it never happened. One of my favorite techniques with the white acrylic pen also is to add these little slashes to windows so it looks like it's see-through and the light's sort of bouncing off of it. And there we have it, our picture is all done. I'm really happy with how this turned out. I hope this tutorial was helpful for you guys, learning how to work with grayscale and black and white. This also really helps with lighting and learning how to do depth. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.